In Hypixel Skyblock dungeons, one mob used to reign supreme over all others. It was a mob that could one-tap you if you weren't careful, and used to be any dungeon player's worst nightmare. What is this mob? Well, you can see it for yourself. If you've been playing dungeons for a while, I'm sure the work of the Skeleton Master is very relatable. Today we're going to be looking at the most infamous mob in Hypixel Skyblock dungeon history, and how it in fact became the weakest. Let's get started. So from the start of dungeons, Skeleton Masters always used to do a percentage of your health as true damage. This was still enough to one-tap entire dungeon parties, which is insane. However, the problem only escalated when admins made Floor 7 Skeleton Masters do 50% of your health as true damage. Even players with a Hyperion were no match against a room full of Skeleton Masters, and many players would die to these low health orange mobs. However, everything changed when the healing nerf was introduced, turning healing from an absolutely overpowered game mechanic into basically non-existent levels for the enchants of Siphon and Lifesteal. Now, this made these two enchantments completely useless, but luckily the Skeleton Masters were nerfed in the process. Now, you might think that something was added to the Skeleton Master after this change to still keep it as a dangerous dungeon mob, but it didn't. Alright everyone, so now I'm in a Floor 7 dungeon where the Skeleton Masters used to reign supreme. And let's see what became of these super terrifying mobs. So I'll be going in as a mage class, and I'm pretty sure there are some Skeleton Masters in this room, which is great for the testing purposes. Okay, so here we go. As you can see, we see a Skeleton Master here, and I'll just get rid of these other mobs. There we go. And here is the Lonesome Skeleton Master. So as you can see, it did that attack where it does the true damage, but the attack did no damage. It literally did nothing. Look at these two Skeleton Masters. That would have insta-killed me, but it doesn't. And now look at these Skeleton Masters. They don't do anything. Their attack speed is the lowest of any mob in dungeons, and their damage is also the same as a Skeleton Soldier or a Crypt Lurker. Basically really low damage. Look at this. On top of this, their health is one of the lowest in the entire dungeons, because they used to be really good, and as a way of balancing that, they made their health really low. So as you can see, the once fearful Skeleton Master, the mob that reigns supreme in dungeons, has become completely useless now. It is a disappointment to all other dungeon mobs. On top of its true damage attack still existing but doing absolutely zero damage, its attack speed is lower than that of really bad mobs like Skeleton Soldiers, and its damage is also the same as mobs like the Skeleton Soldiers. So all in all, the once feared Skeleton Master has become a completely weak mob. So what is the future of the Skeleton Master? Well, I think that the future of the Skeleton Master is maybe a slight return of the true damage, but only to a maximum of about 10% of someone's health. Or you could make the Skeleton Master not have one of the lowest health bars in all of dungeons, or maybe even buff its damage. So yeah everyone, that's the video and the story of how the Skeleton Master went from the most feared mob in dungeons to literally the weakest mob. I hope you enjoyed the video, consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys all later. Bye!